Hi, welcome to your practice. My name is Sophie, and today we're doing a wrist-free flow. So we will not be bearing weight on the wrists at all on the ground. And this is perfect if you're having any wrist pain and you just want to take a day off of the wrist, or maybe you have an injury and you need to not do any weight bearing on the wrists. So this is an all levels flow. It will still be challenging, kind of geared towards the intermediate level, so people who have a yoga practice. But if you're a beginner yoga practitioner, just do your best, follow along, and it'll be just fine for you as well. So we're going to get started in a seat. Cross your legs. Now, if you're really rounded forward here, you're going to sit up on something, grab a blanket, grab a pillow, prop yourself up so that your knees go a little bit lower than your hips. And then place your hands on your knees, sit tall. Close your eyes. On your inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears. And on your exhale, bring them back and down. So we're taking circles. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, back and down. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the eyes closed and take 3 deep breaths. Let's do it together. Inhale. Exhale all the way out. Breathe in and out. One more time, a little bigger. Breathe in and exhale a little longer. Blink the eyes open. We'll start by twisting to the right. So bring your right hand behind you, either grazing the ground, or you can set your hand on your sacrum, your lower back, and then left hand to right knee. Lengthen and twist the spine. Shoulders down away from the ears. Re-lengthen your spine on your inhale. Twist a little bit more on your exhale. And come to center and switch sides. Sometimes just the simplest of twists, just like this, can be the most profound. So can you find that length on the inhale? The twist on the exhale as the shoulders move away from each other to create more space on your chest. One more breath. And we'll come back to center. And bring your right hand down to the ground. We'll take a side bend, left arm up and over. And your right fingertips are just grazing the earth. So keeping no weight on that hand. Root down through your left hip bone to the ground. And then we'll switch sides. Left hand down, right arm up and over for a big side bend. And we'll rise back up. And then we'll make our way onto our knees. And then tuck the toes and sit up so you're in toes pose. Your toes are tucked underneath of you. And then sit back down on your heels and feel that weight on the toes. So you're stretching out the bottoms of the feet and the toes and the ankles as well. Reach your arms up and make a frame around your head. You can grab onto your wrists or elbows. And as you inhale, lift up and exhale, back bend a bit. Keep your abdominal muscles engaged. Lift from the rib cage and bend backwards. Gaze up. Feel how you're creating all the space along the sides of your rib cage. So you're separating the rib cage and stretching through those muscles that weave throughout the rib cage. And then rise back up, reach your arms up, and release your arms down by your sides. Good. Now we're going to lift up off of the heels. So we're standing on the knees. And then take your right leg out to the right, and you can untuck your back toes. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Bring your right arm down along your right leg and your left arm up and over for another side bend. Now this side bend, you'll feel maybe deeper into the sides of your torso, down into the hip. Maybe you don't feel much. Either way is fine and normal. Soften your jaw, your breath, And then rise back up, arms out wide. Either stay here and you could put your hands on your hips, or you can sit back on your left heel and lift your right toes up. So it just depends on what kind of, what you're working with your knee and hip. So just do what works for you. And then if you're all the way down, you rise back up, bring your knees together, and we'll do the other side. So to bring your left leg out to the left, press into the outer edge of your left foot, and knit your ribs in ever so slightly. Bring your left hand down and your right arm up and over your ear for gate pose. Really actively push into the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your arm over your head. So there's a lot of engagement. It seems like a simple pose, but if you really pay attention to alignment here, then it's not that simple. Deep breath in and out. Now rise up, arms out wide, then hands onto your hips. Either stay here, maybe even lift the toes up and stretch through the inner leg, or sit back and continue that stretch. Really press down into your left heel. And then rise back up if you're there. Bring your knees together. Place your hands on your low back, camel pose. Lift an arch from your upper back into, we'll call it a baby camel pose, so nothing major. It's the beginning of practice, so we do a baby camel. Little back bend, and then rise right back up. Tuck your toes, and if you can, lift your knees off the ground and balance a little bit. Now, if you're going to fall over and fall into your wrist and you're keeping that weight off of it, then maybe you keep your knees down on the ground. Otherwise, you can lift your knees, you can balance, you can put your fingertips on the ground, and you can round and bring your forehead towards your knees. Really round your upper back even more so you're getting a lot of flexion in the spine. Take one more breath. And we'll slowly bring the knees back down to the ground. And then we're going to sit back on the heels and stand all the way up, or stand up however way you need to get there, and come to the front of the mat. Reach your arms up. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand and take a side bend to the right. You can also side bend. There's so many ways you can side bend. You could bring your arm down by your side. So if you're working with an injury and you're modifying, then do what you need to do. Then rise back up, grab onto your other wrist, side bend to the left. Rise back up and forward fold. We'll do ragdoll. Take your feet nice and wide. Grab onto your elbows. You can rock side to side. Switch your grip. Grab onto your elbows from the other way. Shake out your head. We're releasing tension in the upper back and neck. Then release your arms down and slowly rise back up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Bring your feet to hip distance and come into a chair pose. Sweep the arms up, bend your knees. Lift your left heel up off of the ground. And then slowly step back into high lunge. Left leg back. Take your right arm back as you twist. Really spread the arms apart from each other. Reach your right fingertips back. Get low in your lunge. We'll swivel open now to warrior two. Facing the left side of the room. Right toes point forward. Bring your right forearm on your right thigh and your left arm over your ear and press into the outer edge of your left foot. Then rise back up and come into reverse warrior, reaching your right arm to the back of the room. Side angle again, forearm on thigh, left arm over ear. And rise back up to reverse. And again, side angle. And one more time, reverse, warrior. Now come back into warrior two. Put your hands on your hips, goddess pose. Turn your left toes out to the left and sit low. We're gonna bounce first here, kind of like pulses. So pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low. Put your hands on your inner thighs with your palms facing down. I'm going to turn and face you. And then twist to one side by dipping the shoulder down. And then twist to the other side. Press your thighs away from each other. Come back to center. Stand tall, reach your arms all the way up for star pose. Legs are straight. Hands on your hips, turn your heels out and toes in. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. You can bring your hands down to the ground. You can grab your ankles, whatever works for you. Place your hands back onto your hips. Bend your knees slightly. Flatten your back. Stand all the way up. Warrior two facing the left side of the mat. Eyes go forward towards the front of the mat. Then back to high lunge. You're pivoting on your back heel and reaching the arms up. Then bring your back knee all the way to the ground and untuck your back toes. Take an inhale. Exhale, half splits with arms floating and your arms shift back behind you. And then again, rise up. Anjaneyasana into your low lunge. And exhale, shift back into half splits. A couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, stay there in your half splits. See if you can lean forward more while keeping your lower back flat and drawing your right hip back. Flex your right foot more. Maybe interlace your hands behind your back. Keep your hands interlaced. Come into Anjaneyasana, your low lunge. Bend your right knee. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Reach your arms up. Come into chair pose. Lift your right heel. Step your right leg back slowly into high lunge. So now we're right to the other side. Left arm back behind you. You're twisting. Softness to the right knee. So it's not fully straight in that right leg. Really reach your left arm back. Get a little lower. Warrior two. So go through high lunge into warrior two. Left forearm on left thigh. Right arm reaches over your ear. Side angle. And then reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. And then we come back up to warrior two. And then turn your right toes out. We're coming into goddess. You might have to bring your feet a little closer together. Bring your hands to your heart and get low. Let's pulse again. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time stand all the way tall. Reach your arms out and up. Hands on your hips. Turn your heels out, toes in. And again, we fold. Wide-legged forward fold. Whatever you want to do with your arms is fine. 3 deep breaths. Put your hands on your hips. Bend your knees. Rise all the way back up. Warrior two. Pivot into high lunge. Back heel is lifted. Now lower the back knee down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Reach your arms up. Get a little taller. Inhale. Exhale. Half splits. Arms go back. Inhale. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. So it's Ardha Hanumanasana. Keep going. A couple more times. Once more. And then we stay in our half splits, half monkey, lots of different names. Draw your left hip back. Lean forward a bit more. You'll feel more stretch on the back of the left leg. Interlace your hands and can you do the opposite thumb on top? Roll the shoulders back. Now keep your hands interlaced. Come into your low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Good. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Keep reaching those arms back. Now reach your arms up. Chair pose. Stand tall. Release your arms down by your sides. Back into chair. Bend the knees. Reach the arms up. Then bring your hands to your heart. Twist to your right. Hook your left elbow over your right knee. Lift your left heel. Slowly step your left leg back so you're in a closed lunge twist or prayer twist here. Really press the hands together. Lift and lengthen your spine. Firm up your back thigh in this one, so pressing the thigh to the sky. Good. Now we'll come to high lunge. Slowly reach your arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll lean forward and the arms will reach back. Option to lift your right heel. Put your right heel down, reach your arms up. And again, arms back, shift forward, lift your right heel. So this is leg work for sure. Heel down, arms reach up. One more time with me. Arms back, right heel lifts. Heel down, arms up. Now step your back foot up and in pyramid pose. Straighten both legs, hands on your hips. Your hips are facing the front of the mat. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward and fold over your right leg. And you can bring your hands down to the ground. Let your head hang down. Spread your toes on your right foot. Lift and lengthen and then fold again. So your hands are just grazing the ground, or kind of just resting towards the earth, but there's no weight on them. Good. Now put your hands on your hips, flatten your back, and we'll stand all the way up. If you're up for a little balance, we're going to come into one-legged mountain. Left leg rises up. Either stay here, you could do tree pose, or you can do standing figure 4 for a little outer hip stretch, or a big outer hip stretch. So cross your left ankle over your thigh, and then sit down like you're in chair pose, and just keep your gaze in front of you on something still and solid for balance. You can always push into your inner left thigh to get the outer hip stretch as you sit low, low, low. And we'll go into a twisted forward fold. So your left leg is going to cross over your right leg and you fold. I also call this a Twizzler fold. So legs are crossed. And fold. Release the upper body as much as you can. Try to shift your weight into your toes more than the heels. You'll feel more sensation. Find your breath. And then simply uncross your legs and lift up halfway. Your hands can be on your shins and fold forward. Then inhale, stand up, reach your arms up. Chair pose. Hands to your heart. Twist to your left. Hook the elbow. Lift your right heel. Step your right foot all the way back into lunge twist. Firm your back thigh to the sky. Slowly come into high lunge. Now the arms will go into airplane as you exhale and shift forward. Lift your left heel. Set the left heel down, reach your arms up. Again, arms go back, shift forward, lift your left heel. Heel down, arms up. One more time, let's slow it down. Arms back, shift forward, lift the heel, hold, hold, hold. Shift forward more. Heel down, arms reach up. Hands on your hips will set up for pyramids. So you step your back leg up and in. So you have a shorter stance, your legs are straight. Inhale, hips face forward, right toes point out a little to the right, and then exhale, fold over your left leg. And use this opportunity here in this fold to find your center mentally, emotionally. Use the breath to center yourself. Put your hands on your hips. Rise all the way up. One-legged mountain. So you take your right leg up with you. Either stay here, go to tree pose, or standing figure four. Maybe you put your right hand on the inner thigh and push down as you sit low. Keep your shoulders back. Chest nice and broad. When you're ready, crisscross, cross your right ankle over your left ankle and fold. This stretches the outer left leg, the proneus muscles on the outer calf, the calf muscles. Shift your weight into your toes a bit. And then simply uncross your legs, lift up halfway, and fold forward. Now we'll sit all the way. We're going to come all the way onto our backs. So however way you want to get there, or you can sit low through a squat, and you could go all the way back using your core strength there and bring your knees into your chest. Rock a bit side to side. Now keep your right knee in. Extend your left leg long. And extend your right leg up to the sky. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Flex your feet. And then flex and point your right foot a few times. Maybe circle it around a few times. And find that flex again. Either stay here, or if you are a little more flexible and you're able to grab onto your big toe, you're welcome to do that. But if it's enough of a stretch with your hands behind your thigh, then you're in a good place there. Really reach through your leg, maybe bring it a little bit closer to you. Keep both feet flexed, make sure the left toes are pointing up. So if you notice the leg starts to turn out, bring it back to neutral, toes pointing up. One more breath. And then bend your knee, bring it into your chest. And we're gonna do half happy baby. Grab onto the outer edge of your right foot with your right hand, left hand on top of your left hip. You can also bend your left knee if that feels more easeful. Now we're going to do supine figure four. So you might have already done figure four standing a minute ago. Now bring your right foot into your left hand and cross it over your body, and put your right hand on the inside of your right knee and push that away from you to create more of that 90-degree angle. Flex your right foot. So if you're really actively pushing with your right hand and pulling with your left hand, you'll feel a stretch on the outer right hip. Good. Now bring the knee back into the chest. And you're going to cross your right leg over your left leg. with legs straight. Okay, so you're laying on the ground, right leg is just crossed over the left, and then bring all of that lower body over to the left a bit. Reach your arms overhead. If you can, grab onto your right wrist with your left hand and take a side bend to the left. You're going to move your shoulder down and away from your ear to create that space so you're in this banana shape or a C shape. And then unwind everything, come back to center and bring your left knee into your chest. Extend your left leg up. So you're going to activate both legs. Right leg, right toes point up to the sky. Left foot is flexed. Left leg is as straight as you can. Relax your shoulders. Flex and point your left foot. Maybe you take some circles with your left ankle. Good. And then flex your foot, stay here, or grab onto your big toe with your left peace fingers. That's your index and your middle finger. And you're pulling that leg towards you, really working the back of the left leg, stretching into all those muscles there. Soften your eyes, soften your jaw, deep breaths. One more breath. And then bend the knee, bring it back into your chest. Grab onto the outer edge of your left foot for half happy baby. Option to bend your right knee. Really pulling the left foot down towards the ground. And your left foot, bottom of your left foot could be like stamped on the ceiling. So that's how flat you're getting it. And then we'll go into our figure 4. So left foot goes into right hand. Center your leg over your torso and then push your left knee towards the front of the mat. One more breath. Bring the knee back into your chest and then cross your left leg on top of your right. Move your feet over to the right. Reach your arms overhead, grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Take a side bend to the right. Move your right shoulder down and away from your ear. Come back to center, unwind everything. Bring your knees into your chest. Take your arms into a cactus shape. Drop your knees to the right. If you want to put your right hand on top of your left knee, you can. Anchor your left shoulder to the ground. Notice if you're tensing the muscles on the front of your neck, relax them. Bring your knees back to center. Drop them over to the left. Same deal. Think about anchoring your right hip towards the front of the mat. Notice how that changes the experience. Bring your knees back up to center. Wrap your arms around them. Give yourself a nice little hug and a squeeze. And then release your feet down to the ground. Feet together, knees wide. Option to bring the arms overhead, or you can rest them on your belly. Whatever feels best for you. And we'll just take a couple deep breaths here to finish our practice. But stay with me here because this is the most important part. So you'll breathe in through your nostrils all the way up to the midbrain. And out of your mouth, and all the way out until you're empty. In through your nostrils, out of your mouth. Keep breathing. Gently bring your knees back up. Bring them into your chest. Rock yourself up to a seat. Bring your hands together at your heart in a prayer position. Bow your forehead down, your chin down, and we just bow in gratitude for this practice. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button so that we can continue practicing together, and I'll see you next time.